She arrived with a silence that felt heavier than a physical weight. Those green eyes were fixed on the center of an empty rug.
I had seen many cats, but none who guarded nothing at all.
As I moved closer, her entire body became a rigid line.
A warning hiss echoed through the quiet of my living room.
I stopped immediately, respecting the boundary she had set. She paced in a tight circle before sitting back in place.
There was no toy, no food, and no kitten beneath her.
So why was this cat guarding an invisible, empty crib?
My name is Elena, and I have spent 5 years fostering pets.
I have seen every kind of fear and every kind of hope.
But Mittens was a mystery that I could not yet solve.
Dr. Evans, a behaviorist, came over to lend a hand.
He watched the Sphinx cat carefully from across the quiet floor.
Her patchwork coat stood out against the plain, woven threads.
He told me that her behavior was a sign of deep loss.
She was protecting a memory we could not even see. My mission was to find out what that memory could be. I decided to try a new approach. I sat on the floor to show her I was not a threat. She did not run away, but she did not welcome me.
I gently rolled a small feathered ball across the room.
The toy stopped at the edge, but she ignored it completely.
I offered fresh water and a few pieces of kibble.
Her nose twitched, but her feet stayed planted on the rug.
It was as if she were a soldier on a vital post.
Whatever she was guarding, it was more important than food.
I tried offering a softer bed nearby for her to rest.
She looked at the cushion but refused to leave her post.
I sat for hours just reading to keep her company.
Her tired head would droop, but then snap back up again.
Even catnip and treats could not break her focus now.
The food sat untouched while she stayed in that circle.
It was a quiet despair I could not easily reach. Each failed attempt felt like a wall between us both.
Her tiny body shivered in the cold evening air.
I wondered what had broken her spirit so deeply.
The first night passed with her standing guard alone.
She would not sleep, her eyes fixed on that one spot. By the third night, my worry began to grow deep.
She was losing weight from the stress of her vigil.
The fifth night arrived with a cold and biting wind.
She curled in a circle, exhausted but stubborn.
I brought a blanket to keep us both warm through the...
We sat in the shadows as the clock ticked away. Time was running out for us to find an answer. Every passing hour felt like a heavy, ticking weight.
The foster trial period was coming to a sudden end.
The agency was worried she could not be adopted yet. An aggressive cat often has nowhere else to go.
I had to prove she was just scared, not dangerous. I begged for a little more time.
About time to find the truth.
He gave me 48 hours to solve the puzzle.
The weight of her future was resting on my shoulders.
I could not let this beautiful girl be left behind.
48 hours to unlock a secret held so tight. That night, I decided to just sit and wait with her. The moonlight cast long, blue shadows across the floor.
I told her about the things I had lost in my past. She seemed to understand the pain within my voice.
We were two souls, sharing a very quiet moment. Suddenly, she stood up and stretched her tired limbs.
She took one small step away from her guarded post.
My heart skipped a beat as I watched her approach me. She walked to the bowl and took a very long drink. While she was away, I finally reached for her blanket. The old fleece blanket felt thin and worn in my hands.
I noticed a small patch sewn into the very edge.
Something solid was hidden deep inside the fabric. Mittens froze, her green eyes fixed on my every move.
I found a secret zipper tucked behind the lining.
My fingers trembled as I slowly pulled it open. Inside was a note written in a very shaky hand.
The truth was finally waiting to be read out loud. I held my breath as I prepared to learn her name. The note began with an apology that broke my heart.
A young mother wrote that she had lost her only home. An eviction notice had forced them into a car.
Mittens had been the guardian of her baby's crib.
Please keep her safe until I can find a roof for us.
A small photo showed Mittens curled near a sleeping child.
She was not being mean. She was just waiting for them. The rug was the only crib she could provide right now.
Her guard duty was a promise of love and loyalty.
I knew exactly what I had to do for them both.
The mystery was gone, replaced by a shared mission. I prepared a fresh tuna fillet to offer her some peace.
I placed it gently right on her favorite blanket.
The warm scent finally reached her tired, hungry nose.
She took a tiny bite, then another and another.
Seeing her eat was the first victory we had shared.
I reached out slowly, hoping she would let me stay. She leaned her head into my palm and began to purr. The tension left her body as she finally felt safe. We sat together on the rug, no longer strangers now.
That's amazing.
The next morning, I called the agency to share the news.
A social worker confirmed the young mother's story.
She was working 2 jobs to find a brand new home.
Mittens would not be put up for adoption today.
I signed the papers for a long-term foster plan.
We would wait together for the day of reunion.
Dr. Evans was proud that we had found the hidden truth. Every animal has a story that deserves to be heard.
She was no longer a guard, but a friend, once again.
Love is a bridge that can carry us through any storm. 1 year later, the sun was shining on a brand new day.
I brought Mittens to see the family she never forgot.
She stepped out of her crate and looked around the warm room.
She recognized their voices and ran straight to their side.
There was no longer an empty crib left to be guarded.
The family was whole again, and the healing was complete. Temporary fostering can change a life for the better.
Please support your local networks and help those in need.
Subscribe to follow more stories of love and rescue.